In today's video, I'm going to show you why it's over for millions of people regarding the economy and especially the housing market, but there may be some light at the end of the tunnel, so make sure to watch the whole video coming up. What's going on, my YouTube friends? This is Jerry Abbott, your #1 real estate resource here in beautiful Las Vegas. Hey guys, a couple of real quick things before we dive into the video. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn the cold hard facts about the U.S. economy, the U.S. real estate market, and especially the Las Vegas real estate market, then make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Number two, if you happen to like the content in today's video, make sure to press that thumbs up like button, guys. That would really help the channel out. And number three, if you are thinking about relocating to beautiful Las Vegas, whether it's next month or next year, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When that time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. Let's dive into the video. So if you think I was exaggerating in the opening of the video when I said it's over for millions of people, I want you to watch this short video clip coming up from a few months ago where the information back then, it's the same exact information as it is today, and it perfectly illustrates the total lack of affordability for the average person to buy a home right now.
What happened in the past 4 years is the problem. Check out the difference between 1995 to 2019 to 2023. So the complaining from us millennials started probably 2020, but this is why. So in 1995, the average house was $130,000. You put down 20%, that's $26,000. The interest rates were 7.8% back in 1995, and your principal and mortgage would be around $753. Now I'm going to save the average incomes for last. Now, 2019, $260,000. Not bad over 25 years. It only doubled. So the down payment would be $52,000, and there was only a 4% interest rate. So the monthly payment for principal and interest was $993. So this difference was not bad at all. Here's where the jump happens. This is what, 2023, the average home jumped to $419,000. The down payment would be $84,000. The interest rate was similar to 95, which is 7.24%. But that would leave you with a monthly payment of $2,283. Now let's go with the average incomes. In 1995, it was $29,000. In 2019, it was $56,000. In 2023, it is still $56,000. So in 1995, 31% of your income could be used for housing, where you could get into a house. In 2019, it was only 21% of your income. In 2023, it is 49% of your income.
So that right there is the harsh reality for millions of people that certain government officials and mainstream media will not report. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. I want you to take a look at this tweet right here on screen from the wealthiest person in the world, Elon Musk, who happens to own Twitter. This was a tweet that he put out a couple of months ago. Take a look at this. The propaganda level in legacy media has become tediously high, but also remarkable for how almost all legacy media repeat the same lies verbatim. Now, when we drill down specifically into the real estate market, we can easily see in this upcoming short video clip how unaffordable it is right now to buy or rent a home compared to before the pandemic.
Take a look at this. The U.S. home price index is 47% higher than in early 2020. That's pushing the median sales price to about 5 times an average household income, which is just incredible. Meantime, rents are up 26% across the country since early 2020.
And here's another thing that most people don't mention when you're looking to buy a home. I want you to take a look at this short clip coming up. All right, so this is a pretty shocking article that just came out recently from Bankrate.com. Take a look at that headline at the top there where it says, typical single-family home costs over $18,000 per year in hidden expenses. And as we scroll down a little bit deeper here, I want you to just take a look at these first 2 bullet points. This first one says the average annual cost of owning and maintaining a single-family home in the United States is more than $18,000 a year, 26% higher now compared to 4 years ago. And then the second bullet point says single-family homeowners in pricey states like California, Hawaii, and New Jersey now pay more than $25,000 a year in ownership and maintenance costs. All right, so I scrolled down a little bit deeper into the article here because I wanted to show you guys the map of the United States, and I'm going to click on a few of the states just to show you the hidden costs annually to maintain a home. But at the top there, it says hidden costs of home ownership. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and other expenses range from $11,559 a year in Kentucky to $29,000 in Hawaii. So let's click on a few of these states here because, again, the darker blues indicate more maintenance costs annually for your home in those particular states, and the lighter blues indicate a little bit less costs annually. So let's go right up here to the top right in the Northeast. Right there, if you click on Massachusetts, you can see that black box that pops up. $26,313 a year is what it costs in hidden maintenance costs to own a home in Massachusetts. Now, if we go all the way down here to Florida, we click on Florida. Florida is just over $19,000 a year. If we go to Texas, Texas is at just over $18,000 a year. If we go to Colorado, you can see it's $21,000 a year. In my state right here in Nevada, $16,600 per year. If we go to California, that's a very high cost of almost $29,000 per year. And if we go up to the Northwest here in Washington, it's about $23,000 per year. So now scrolling down to the bottom of the article here, you can see at the top where it says, this is the summary of the homeownership and maintenance costs by state. So you have the states over here listed on the left side alphabetically. Then over here in this first column, this is the average annual hidden homeownership costs in 2020. So that was before the pandemic. These are the costs currently now in 2024. This column shows the dollar difference, and this shows the percentage difference. So if we take a look right here at the top, you see Alabama. It used to be just under $10,000 back in 2020. It's now a little over $12,000. If we go over to the right here, that's a $2,300 difference, or almost a 25% difference between 2020 and 2024. And if we scroll all the way down here, we take a look at all of these costs. You can see if we go all the way down here, let's take a look at Massachusetts. $20,500 was the cost in 2020. It's now just over $26,000, which is nearly $6,000 more just in the last 4 years, or a 28% difference. So again, you can see most of these states average between about 25 all the way up to about 40% more hidden maintenance costs from the pre-pandemic time all the way to the current time. So the reason why I'm showing you guys this article is that it just goes to the bigger picture to show you how ridiculously unaffordable it is right now for the average person to not only buy a home, but to maintain a home. If we go back to 2020, buying a home back then was 47% less than it is today, and maintaining a home was 26% less. So again, the average person has been completely priced out of the real estate market, because when prices of homes go up nearly 50% and maintenance costs go up 26%, millions of people simply cannot afford to buy or maintain a home in this current economic environment. Now, here in Las Vegas, where I happen to be located, home prices are now reaching near record prices. Take a look at this clip.
A Las Vegas Realtors report shows home prices keep inching up. The median price of existing single-home homes sold in May was around $473,000. That's 7% higher than last year. It's well below the all-time high in 2022. Condo and townhome prices also up. The median price in May was $295,000. A new record.
Now, in the upcoming segments, I want to show you some examples of homes for sale here in the Las Vegas area that are now going through price reductions, as well as some examples of homes for sale that I believe are massively overpriced. Let's take a look at those right now. All right, so since I'm in Las Vegas, there is a lot of new home construction going on, and a lot of people are buying new construction for a very specific reason. You can see right here in the middle of this page, this is from Pulte Homes. They are one of the largest national home builders. You can see this small blue box where it says special financing, 30-year fixed rate, right at about 5%. Now, the average mortgage rate for the most people just getting an average mortgage is about 7 to 7.5%. But if you buy a new home from these large home builders, they're incentivizing buyers by allowing you to buy down the rate to about 5%. So again, they don't want to have to lower prices, but what they will do is they'll lower the mortgage rate for people, which is a big incentive because again, that lowers your average monthly mortgage cost, and that's what they're doing here. But when I scroll down on this website, I want to show you that even though they're trying to still incentivize people with a lower mortgage rate, home prices are also coming down from the original list price that they had them at. So I want to show you a few of those reductions right now. All right, so I scrolled down just to show you a few of the model homes of this particular community. Now, again, these homes are definitely higher than the median home price here in Las Vegas, which right now is about $473,000. So these homes are in the $700,000 to $800,000 range. But you can see in the top right of each of these homes, these savings bars here that says $45,000 in savings, $55,000 in savings. So this home here on the left used to be $750,000. It's now $705,000. This home on the right used to be $861,000. It's now $806,000. If we scroll down a little bit deeper here, this one here, $45,000 in savings as well. This one, $55,000 in savings. Again, this home used to be $872. It's now $827. This used to be $892, and it's now $837. So here's the problem that I'm having with these new home builders and the new home construction going on here in Las Vegas, and I'm sure you guys might agree with this. This is what I call a smoke and mirrors routine. What the builders are doing is they're buying down the mortgage rate to get people a lower monthly mortgage cost, and then they're lowering the price maybe $40,000 or $50,000. But in these particular examples that I'm showing you here, the margins are still huge for these home builders. These homes that are $750,000 or $850,000, they have a huge margin still built in. And this is what I don't like. I don't like the sales tactics by these builders because, again, these homes should be $100,000 or $200,000 lower, but of course they're not. And the buyers, unfortunately, are getting sucked in to these unfortunate sales tactics. So now I'm on the popular real estate website Zillow that most of you guys are familiar with. And I want to show you some examples of Las Vegas homes for sale here, starting in the luxury price category and then working down closer to the average price point that, in my opinion, these resale homes are massively overpriced. So let's start with this first one. You can see on the left side of the screen, this home is currently listed at $1,500,000. It's just a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square foot home. But I want to show you again down below in the price history chart where this home sold for just 9 years ago compared to the current list price. Let's look at those details right now. All right, so let's look at the price history of this particular home down here in the blue highlight at the bottom of the screen. Down in the bottom left there, the date says 7/29/2015. If we look over on the right side of the blue highlight, you can see that this home sold for just $420,000. Now, if we look just above it, about 8 years later, on 9/15/2023, they listed this home for sale for about $1.2 million. So they thought in about 8 years that this home tripled in value, which makes absolutely no sense. So let's take a look a little bit higher up here. They reduced the price because they couldn't find a buyer at 1.2, so they reduced it to 1.1, and then eventually, in November of 2023, this home sold for $1,025,000. Now, that's a pretty mind-boggling number to see that kind of price increase in just 8 years, but what's even more mind-boggling is when we look right at the top here, where it says 4/17/2024, and we go across here and you see the price is now listed at $1.5 million. So they think in the last 5 months that this home went from about $1 million to $1.5 million in valuation. And here's the scarier thing. When we scroll all the way up here and we take a look at the estimated market value, the way Zillow has estimated the home, they now have the Zestimate at $1.436 million. This is what really drives me crazy when it comes to Zillow. Just because the seller is now listing the price for a ridiculously unattainable $1.5 million, Zillow automatically raises its estimate right up to that seller's list price. Now, I don't care what anyone says. No one will convince me otherwise, and this is just my personal opinion. There's no way a home goes from $420,000 about 9 years ago to $1.5 million. That's nearly a quadrupling of value in just 9 years. That has never happened in the history of real estate. And that's why, again, I think all of these homes are massively overpriced. And if you're looking to buy a home, I would never put in a bid at the original list price because this home, in my opinion, will never sell at $1.5 million. And one final thing that I want to show you guys about that $1.5 million home and why I definitely don't think it's worth 1.5. Take a look at this aerial footage shot from Zillow. I'm going to highlight the home here with this red box. I know it's a little bit small, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to show you the surrounding home values on the same exact street, just to show you how much lower those home values are compared to this list price. So let's start right here at the top. 540, 534, 427, 548, 580, 695, 827. Then you've got the $1.5 million listing right there that stands out like a sore thumb. And then underneath that, 616 and then 735. There's an old adage in real estate, guys. You never ever buy the most expensive home in a neighborhood. And this home is 2 to 3 times greater in terms of the home list price than any of the other homes in this neighborhood. So again, that's why this home, in my opinion, is nowhere near worth that $1.5 million price tag. All right, so let's take a look at this second example of a home for sale here in the Las Vegas area, which in my opinion, again, is massively overpriced. It actually makes no sense whatsoever. You can see on the left side of the screen, this home is currently listed at $835,000. They just did a small price cut of about $4,000 about a week ago. This is just a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,813 square foot home. But again, I want to show you in the price history down below how much of a price increase the sellers are looking for in such a short period of time. All right, so focus your attention down here in the bottom of the screen in this blue highlight. Down in the bottom left, the date there says 3/6/2024. So that's a little over 3 months ago. This home sold for $660,000. Now, if we look at the date just above it, the date says 5/16/2024. So that's about 2 months later. They've then listed the home again for $849,000. Now, this is a brand new home, and they're trying to relist the home 2 months later, nearly $200,000 higher, which makes absolutely no sense. They have not been able to find a buyer, so they did a price reduction there to $839,000 and then to $835,000. And here's what's even worse. When we scroll up and we take a look at the estimated market value here in the upper left side, Zillow now has their estimate at $814,000. So let's just think about this for a second. 2 months ago, the home sold for $660,000. The sellers tried listing it for $850,000. It's now down to $835,000. And again, what does Zillow do? They raise their estimated market value all the way up to $815,000. So how does a home go from $660,000 to $815,000 or $830,000 in less than 2 months? That does not make any sense. That is not true value. And if you're a buyer, in my opinion, I would never put a bid on this kind of a home near that estimated market value. In fact, as again, a buyer, I would sit on the sidelines and not buy anything at this point and just boycott these ridiculous prices. All right, so now let's take a look at this third example of a home for sale here in the Las Vegas area. Now we're getting down closer to the average price point, which again, in Las Vegas, the average median home price is about $473,000. On the left side of the screen, you can see that this home is currently listed at $515,000. They just did a price cut of about $15,000 a couple of weeks ago. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, just about 1,700 square foot home. But again, I want to show you the price reduction and the estimated value of this particular home in the price history down below. All right, so one more time, focus your attention down here at the bottom of the screen in the blue highlight. The date down there says 3/6/2024. So again, that's a little over 3 months ago when this home was originally listed for sale for $565,000. Now, the sellers have been doing small price reductions of about $10,000 at a time because they have not been able to find a buyer at that original $565,000 number. So they went to $555,000, $545,000, $535,000, and then when we scroll all the way up here, the current list price right here next to my picture is $515,000. And again, if we scroll up here and we take a look at the estimated market value from Zillow, now they have the estimated market value of this particular home at $498,000. So the Zillow algorithm here is actually a little bit more in line with the true value. After I looked at the numbers on this particular home, they didn't match it at $565,000. They didn't match it at $515,000. They have it at $498,000. So if this home, let's just say, closed at $498,000, that's about a $70,000 price reduction in the last 3 months or so from the original list price. So again, that's why I keep saying to you guys, patience is the prudent play, because when sellers are too aggressive on the original list price, homes are going to sit on the market and you're going to see these kind of price reductions. So if you have the time to be patient, a lot of these homes are going to go through these kinds of price reductions. And in my opinion, there's going to be even more price reductions happening because the market is going to start to change as more inventory hits the market. So after doing a lot of videos, I was thinking about something the other day that I think you guys are going to find really interesting. I was wondering why everyone and everything has changed so much since the pandemic. And I really believe it all boils down to one thing. And I want to show it to you here on full screen. So I want to read this headline: How Social Media Creates FOMO and Why You Should Minimize Your Time on the Internet. Social comparison is one of the greatest killers of our happiness and well-being, and social media tends to take this phenomenon and put it on steroids. So I really do believe that social media really does more harm than good, because when you really think about it, social media really is social comparison. We're comparing ourselves to the people that are on fun and exciting vacations. They're buying fancy cars or fancy homes or watches. Are we as skinny as them? Are we as rich as them? We're constantly doing that. I want to hear from you guys. I want you to drop me a comment down below. I respond to all of my comments. I want to know if you guys spend a lot of time on social media and has it influenced your buying decisions? And my favorite comment from this week's video, I'm going to give a direct on-screen shout out to in next week's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I also hope you appreciate my transparency. You know that I'm always going to keep it 100% real on this channel regarding the economy and the real estate market. So here's the deal, guys. In my opinion, there are millions of people right now suffering through what I call a silent financial crisis. And even worse, many of those people are on these social media platforms, and they are being influenced by these social media platforms with FOMO buying, or fear of missing out, and they are buying things that they have no business buying, especially high-ticket items like vacations or jewelry or cars, and especially homes. Now, when it comes to the housing market, if you're thinking about buying a home, in my opinion, we are going to see better and lower home prices after we get through this year and through the election. I think it's going to take potentially well into 2025, but if you can be patient, I think that's the better time to buy a home. Now, I know everybody's circumstances are different. Some people can wait things out, and some people are looking to buy a home right now. If you're thinking about buying a home, especially here in the Las Vegas area, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When that time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. I'll see you guys in the next video.